Lake Powell has been headed into dangerous territory for years, but this year it all came to a head when water levels dropped close to the point where the dam wouldn't be able to produce power.
Tonight in our series Running Dry, Team 12's William Pitts explores the dam that built Lake Powell and supplies power to millions of people.
It's easy to see how far the lake levels dropped.
See where that eye bolt's at in the concrete there?
Oh, so above the, wow, okay.
When you're here every day.
It's tough to see, because like I said, I've been here since 2007, and obviously this is way lower than I've ever seen it.
Gus Levy is with the Bureau of Reclamation at Glen Canyon Dam, the dam that created Lake Powell. The water that collected behind it forms a massive lake, but one that's getting smaller.
This is how low Lake Powell is. It's never been this low. You can see how far below the top of the dam the water is, a little bit lower, and the dam won't be able to produce power.
Water level in Lake Powell is measured by how high above sea level the water is, not how deep the lake is. At 3,490 feet above sea level, the dam stops producing power. Lake Powell's water level changes daily, but from March to May of this year, the lake was at its lowest point, 20 feet from minimum power pool.
If we get down to 3,490, okay, what would happen is then you would start to uncover the intakes, the pipes that actually convey the water down to the generators.
A hydroelectric power plant depends on gravity and the weight of water. Water isn't pumped in, it's pushed by its own weight. Less water also weighs less, so it doesn't come through the turbines with as much force. That means the dam doesn't produce power as efficiently.
So the less power we make, the more money that the customers end up paying.
About 5 million people depend on power from Glen Canyon Dam, and so does the power grid. Glen Canyon Dam is like a fail-safe for increased power demand.
I would say the real value of this place is our ability to ramp up and come back down, and like I said, provide stability to the grid.
Another 130 feet down at 3,370 feet above sea level is called dead pool. That's when water can't even flow through the dam.
They over-allocated the river from the beginning, based on hydrology from the previous 30 or 40 years when they did that. That was an extremely wet period. So in the meantime, we've learned that they over-allocated the river, and the other thing is obviously the population in the Southwest has expanded.
In the beginning was more than 100 years ago, back when they thought the past weather was normal. Turns out it was wetter than normal.
I would say that right now, Lake Powell, right now, is the most immediate concern.
Sarah Porter with the Morrison Institute for Water Policy at ASU says the problems pile on. There's less snow and rain, but it's also hotter.
The system isn't behaving the way it was built to behave. More snow may be evaporating into the atmosphere. The ground is hotter and drier, and so it's retaining more of the water before it actually seeps into springs.
The water use that we're using now, nature can't keep up. The only choice is to manage the water use, and that's a big deal with a lot of people. There's 40 million people that use this water.
What it'll take to keep the dam working and the lake existing is simple: using less water. It's the only thing in our power to control. At Lake Powell, William Pitts, 12 News.